I love it when Emerson and his government are exposed. Kurowa neshamine munyu ndokwavari kuitwa right here.
What are his issues? What problems does he have with Zimbabwe?
Good question. We hear, it's very complicated and tedious to register a business. I was at a meeting last fall and a minister was explaining that his wife was trying to register a restaurant. She had to go to 30 different offices to get permits and licenses. And if that's a minister's wife, you can imagine how daunting that is for an American investor who, doesn't know Harari from LA, right? And so we want to make registration easier. We're working with Zeta on that. Zeta's a really good partner. The regulatory environment can be very uncertain. The rules change every day, which makes it difficult for investors to plan out their risk and reward. Corruption is obviously an issue. The ZNCC did a survey, and 81% of their members said that corruption was weighing down the business enabling environment. And that's not just for U.S. investors. That's for Zimbabwean entrepreneurs and business people as well, right? It's making their lives difficult. It's raising their cost of doing business, and it's depriving the Zimbabwean people of resources that could be used for health and education and infrastructure. So I brought a little show and tell, actually. I found this report recently, someone shared it with me, from Oxford Economics. It's the Africa Risk Reward Index. Have you seen it?
Yeah. We do a lot of...
It's not very flattering.
Yeah, so you won't be surprised by this graph that shows Zimbabwe, way down here with the highest risk and the lowest reward of any country in Africa. Well, when investors are looking where to put their money, they're looking for the best possibilities where they can make money and prosper. And so we need to change this. And we need to work with the government and other investors to figure out how we can make Zimbabwe a better investment destination for everybody.
Yeah, there we totally agree. When we were in Vic Falls.
So in as much as people love to blame, my sanctions this, my sanctions that is the honest truth. The culture of doing business in Zimbabwe is not friendly at all. When you look at the risk, it's high risk. When you look at profitability, it's very, very low. It's too low because there is corruption. You can talk of corruption where you have to pay kickbacks to several people in different departments. You start to pay to the executive, you go up to and you go down up to the council officials, which does not go to the government or anyway, but in the pockets of individuals. Then you talk of taxes which are so high, and you talk of a nation where people are generally poor, and you are not going to sell so much. So when you put everything together, Zimbabwe is not investment friendly. The people we are seeing doing business in Zimbabwe, they are actually trying. That is the reason why you see that everybody will take advantage of the situation, and Zimbabwe is not investor friendly. You see that very big companies which are supposed to be taxed, they're the ones which are given tax exemptions. Companies which are not supposed to be taxed, they are the ones which are being taxed. You ask who create these policies? It's because they create policies which favor them. It's because they loot everything which must sustain the country, the nation, and at the end of the day, the nation is left with nothing. So to cover up, they will overtax everybody. They will make sure that they take money from each and every person. And that is what is happening. That is Zimbabwe for you. So never ever listen to these crooks, to these thugs, when they say that, they are open for business. They are not open for business. They are open for corruption. They are open for looting. They are open to fill their tummies, their stomachs, not to serve the people. This is the biggest problem which we have in Zimbabwe. And this one, it will need serious people to resolve it. It will need serious intervention. It will need a serious government to change the culture of doing things in Zimbabwe, because everything has been messed up in ZANU-PF. The culture of business messed up. everything you can talk of messed up. At the end of the day, they come with blame games. Diningi, diningi, diningi. Yet they are the culprits. Yet they are the people who create problems for themselves. No reasonable person invests in Zimbabwe. If you remove this government, you remove these crazy policies, you see investment flooding in Zimbabwe because business go where there is money. Businesses do not care about war. Businesses do not care about anything else. They care about profitability because all what people want is to make money. That is the reason why you always see businesses of politicians, they're the ones which thrive in Zimbabwe. It's because they're connected. It's because to somewhere, somehow, they have some evasion tactics and they have protection. Why is it that business of an ordinary person who is not politically aligned does not prosper or flourish? It's because you don't have protection. It's because they will come and loot from you. It's because they'll do everything unto you. And, this is true.